Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions about this new next phase of Nocatee called Seabrook, which has multiple communities within the phase. And pretty much this is the first time in years, specifically since the migration and COVID, where I would call it normal that you can actually go pick out a lot that you want with a builder that you choose and actually get to visit the design center and pick out your flooring and whatnot. Since COVID, we have not been able to do that because of the issues of vendors and labor shortages, etc. Builders were trying to keep up with the demand by just building spec homes. And spec homes are basically speculative homes where everything's picked out for you, the design, the lot and whatnot, and you just come as a client and customer, come into the community and they say, this is what we have available, that's it. And you don't get to choose anything. So now for the first time in years, here in Nocatee in this next phase, things are starting to get normal again. And now you can go into a community within your price range, pick out a builder of choice, a lot of choice if it's available, and actually visit the design center and pick out the flooring you want, the paint that you want, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a big deal, and it's really the way it should be. Unfortunately, a lot of people with the great migration here to Florida, they were just looking for a home and they settled. And unfortunately, some of these people, I think, are going to be eventually putting their home back on the market and building what they want. So this is really exciting. The next phase of Nocatee is Seabrook phase. It's got a coastal architectural vibe to it. So think like Nantucket, New England coastal vibe, or a Bahamian Key West vibe home. So what this means is that the elevations, which is the front of the home, is going to look completely different than any other neighborhood. So the last phase of Nocatee, which they're trying to sell out now and complete so they can move on, is Settlers Landing, which had more of a Tom Sawyer kind of motif to it. So this next phase is completely new. So today I'm going to show you and give you an overview of how to navigate through the confusion, the overwhelm of finding the right home that's for you, because this next phase, Seabrook Village and Palm Crest at Seabrook, and they just announced it in January, they're going to be selling Coral Ridge at Seabrook. There is something for everyone in every price point, every size. So this is a really exciting time. The thing is you have multiple builders. Some are in one community in that phase and some are in others. There's 40, 50, 60, 70 and up lots. So there's a lot of clarity needed to navigate these waters. And so I live here. I help customers every day. I'm getting tons of calls about this, especially a lot of relocation here for jobs right now. And I live here and I've been through it. So let me help you navigate this way, and we'll get started right now. Okay, so real quick, just to get it out of the way. People ask all the time, what's all the hype about Nocatee? Is it real? And I'll tell you right away. I live here. My wife and my two daughters, we love it here. It's for real, and it's so much more. It's a great experience. So if you're not sure about that, do check out the rest of my videos here on my YouTube channel. I try to put a little bit of everything so you can get a real good feel for Nocatee and the lifestyle here in Jacksonville, the surrounding area. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll keep pushing out content weekly. So let's go ahead and navigate through Seabrook Village. And just so you understand and realize, Seabrook is a brand new phase of Nocatee. Nothing has even been built yet. They've just started the infrastructure and the road systems in certain phases of Seabrook. But right now, I think the only place in Seabrook that I've actually seen them build a home is Palm Crest at Seabrook, which are the 60-foot lot phases. So I do see them building models right now. So they're operating out of model homes. The builders are operating out of model homes in next door in Settlers Landing. So there's no point in me showing you homes in Settlers Landing or how Settlers Landing is going to be, because it's a completely different architectural motif, if you will, or design with the coastal vibe in Seabrook Village. I can show you an overview of what they're doing as far as building the infrastructure for it. We'll talk more about timelines and whatnot. But as for now, I'm just going to give you a map overview of where it is located in Nocatee, which builders are building, what the price points, timelines, etc. So let's go ahead and jump into my computer right now. Okay, so welcome to my computer, and we are going to start off with the Nocatee map. Again, not the most user-friendly, but it works. The other option is Google Maps, but this was created by the developer Park Group, and I commend them because they've done a wonderful job with Nocatee and E-Town. But so the Park Group decides what gets built, who builds, both residential and commercial here in Nocatee. They're in charge of this whole giant project. I think we're around 9,000 homes plus. I think we'll go to 11 or 12, who knows, but that's what they're saying. Right now we're on what I would figure a new phase, which is the Seabrook Collection, and that is on the southern part of Nocatee. So if you notice from my other videos that I've done in the past, specifically Nocatee, Ponte Vedra, Nocatee, Florida neighborhoods, everything you need to know, that kind of goes over all the neighborhoods here in Nocatee. I also have what I hate about Nocatee, Nocatee's Florida, 10 things you may not know, what Halloween is like in Nocatee. So make sure you check out all those videos and yeah, learn a little bit more about the community. So to go back to the overview of the master plan community Nocatee, you have the Nocatee Parkway going west and east towards the ocean, and then you have the Crosswater Parkway. So the Seabrook Collection is on the southern part of Nocatee down this way. It's just next to Settlers Landing, which they are closing out now. So if you want to find some really good deals on some spec homes or cancellations that they're trying to close out, those are where the deals are had. On the new homes and the new builds, not so much. There are some incentives, but you're not going to be wheeling and dealing because they haven't really even started building anything in these communities. But Seabrook phase is consists of 3 neighborhoods, and that includes Seabrook Village, Palm Crest at Seabrook, and Coral Ridge at Seabrook. And like I said earlier, there's a size home for everyone within everyone's budget. So we'll kind of go through that really quick. I also just pulled up on Google Maps how far is it from Seabrook Village to Michler's Beach. And as you can see here, it's about 16-minute drive, 9.5 miles, okay? So it can be a little bit of a drive, but even better so, Seabrook Village is really close to Pine Island Academy and Settlers Pond, which is pretty cool. Seabrook Village will have brand new amenities there as well. In the Seabrook Village portion of the build out, and their amenities will be like most other communities in Nocatee: the standard pool, the dog park, the playground, and then of course you'll have the pavilions where you have the kids' birthday parties and bathrooms and whatnot. The only difference in this one is that it appears to me, and what they've said, is that this park this time around will have a larger pool than usual. Here is a rendition of the Seabrook Park. and it is not your standard regular size pool. It's actually as large as the pool that's currently in Spray Park, from what I'm told. It's 7,500 square feet, so it's a lot bigger than the usual pool. But here you have the dog park, a small dog park, and then 2 separate little dog parks, the playground, golf cart parking, all the things they do really well, and it's right in the center of the town. I would compare this to, if you want to see a real life rendition of this, would be maybe the villages in 20 Mile, the village of 20 Mile, kind of that rendition, which will give you a quick peek of that as well in this video. So yeah, that's the rendition, and that will be in Seabrook Village. So let's go to Seabrook Village. That's where the park I was telling you about. Seabrook Village is going to consist of 327 homes in phase 1. These homes will range roughly around 1,500,000 to 3,000 square feet. There's 4 builders. It includes national builders, Toll Brothers and David Weekley, and then local builders, including Providence Homes and Riverside Homes. So quite a few homes here. I think right now, as far as I can see, they've just created the road system and the grading and all the infrastructure. They haven't started building anything. There are no model homes. Like I said, they're still operating out of Settlers Landing's model homes. So as you can see here, not a lot of cul-de-sac homes, but quite a few homes on the bend. I like those homes on the bends because they do have a wider space between you and your neighbors. But again, Seabrook Village's price range, they say from the 400s and up. I would probably say the smaller home in there, you can probably get out of it probably 480, 500 grand. I wouldn't say the lower end. Let's be realistic here. Once you have you pick your lot, you have a lot premium, and then the base model of the home of the builder that you're going with, you combine those 2 price tags together, and then you have to go to Design Center to pick out your flooring and your finishes. And again, average spends on those can range anywhere from 25 to 150 grand, depending on what your taste is. So, I think I've seen other people preaching that you can get a home under 500,000 in Nocatee. I'm a realist. I think by the time you do your lot premiums, the base price of the home, and your finishes, you're going to be closer to the 550 range, even on the smaller homes. And so that just really depends on what you're looking for. But if you're looking for those price points on the lower end, it's definitely going to be Seabrook Village. That is definitely going to be where the lower price points are. But again, you'll see homes also. Here's one cul-de-sac. You'll see these larger lots here. Will certainly have a higher lot premium. I know their lot premiums, depending on the builder, can be as low as 10,000 and go up to 50, 60,000. And again, the 50, 60,000 lots will probably be something like one of these, which is a wide pie-shaped lot with a lake or a retention pond and then preserve view. We call it a lake preserve view. Those are pretty much some of the nicest views you're going to get. If you're looking to be near the park area, these homes this is a really nice area to be with, especially if you have kids and they want to play in the field in this park. That's what we see going on in the village in 20 Mile. A lot of the smaller homes around the park, you'll see a lot of kids playing there on the playground a lot, playing football or whatnot in the field, and people walking their dogs. So if you want to be around that park, that's a cool place to be. If you want to be kind of out of the way, obviously you're going to pick these areas that are in the back end. These builders, every time they'll always start selling some nice lots at the beginning to get the community going and give you really good pricing, and then pricing will go up based on demand, and then they start selling all the lots up front first, and then they'll sell all the best lots towards the end of the project. If you notice here, it says future phase. that means more homes. And again, if you notice here, you're entering the community from this end, and of course way in the back here is probably, I would have guessed, going to be their premium lots in this Seabrook Village collection. And of course it's in the back part of the neighborhood, and it's not released yet, so how convenient. But that's the way it works. I get it. You gotta, sell out, see how demand goes, and then work your way to the back of the neighborhood to the premium lots. But still at the beginning, they're offering right now some pretty nice lots here. If you're looking for a bigger lot, or you're looking for a cul-de-sac lot, these are all the ones you want to be looking at. So first thing you're gonna do when you're looking for these homes is you got to figure out where do you want to be, and then if based on these color schemes, you'll know which builder is on building on that lot. Okay, and then once you decide what lot you want to be on and if it's available, you're gonna have to figure out, well, which builder do I like better, and what design or model do I like that they're building best. So again, that's the way you do it. You'd also figure out what the lot premiums are, and then of course what the base of that model that you choose, and then again average in your cost of all the finishes that you do, or changes, or, well, you're not really, none of these builders really allowed a lot of changes, but if you add a window, what kind of tiling or luxury vinyl flooring, or are you extending the lanai, all that stuff can add up. So those are the additional stuff. And again, depending on the size of the house, I've seen people easily spend 30, 40, up to over $100,000 in finishes. So you're looking at the base price of the lot, you're looking at the base price of the model home by the builder that you choose that's on that lot, that's building on that lot, and then you got to think about what are you going to spend in the design center. Again, that's why it helps to have a real estate professional to guide you through that process. What are the things you need to do to stay under budget, and what can you do later on after the fact. Yeah, that is Seabrook Village. Again, the most economic pricing is going to be in Seabrook Village, and they are selling phase 1 currently right now. How long will the build time be? They're saying 12 months, most of the builders. Some are saying less than that. I would be cautious with all that. I think that allow yourself at least a year build time. They have to do the permitting process. You have to get to the design center and start the build process. So they've finally got the road system and the infrastructure done on all this in Seabrook Village right now. They initially said to all the agents that are Nocatee certified that Seabrook Park, unless it was a mistake, they said it was going to be ready by the end of the summer of 2023. Well, now they're saying it's going to be the summer of 2024, which I think is a safer bet. So that's what they're saying as of right now, that Seabrook Park will be completed by summer of 2024. So again, if you're going to build, allow yourself at least a year time. There's always options for transitional housing, rental homes, rental apartments, townhomes, to stay in before you move into your new build. And hopefully you have someone to help you out figuring out where that will be. And if you have children, trying to figure it out so that your kids don't have to move from Pine Island Academy, from another school into Pine Island Academy, which Seabrook Village is, that is the school district. All right, so the next part of this Seabrook collection is Palm Crest at Seabrook. And actually, these are the 60-foot lots. And by the way, Seabrook Village has 40-foot lots and 50-foot lots. Palm Crest at Seabrook has 60-foot lots. And let me see here. So this is Palm Crest. This is 100 home sites. It's just one street with one cul-de-sac, and it has 3 builders. It includes ICI Homes, Dosty Homes, and Providence Homes. Again, with the color coding, you can tell which builder is building on those lots. And again, you would touch base with your real estate professional and find out which of these lots are available. Again, most of these builders, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but for most of them, they generally require 10% deposit to reserve that lot, usually for 7 days or whatnot, and then you proceed from there if you decide you're going to move forward. So that is that process. I like Palm Crest. I think if you want to stay, if you want a nice large size home, these homes in here run between 2,500 and 3,200 square feet. So if you can find a nice wide lot on a bend and build a home at 3,200 square feet, I think there's a lot of value in that in this particular neighborhood, specifically since there's only so many homes. They're all preserved lots. There's well, let me see here. I take that back. There is a little retention pond here and here. So yeah, there are a few lots on retention ponds, it appears. Right now, out of the whole Seabrook collection, the only structure I've seen built so far is actually one of these model homes in Palm Crest of all places. So I think if you're wanting to get in sooner than later, and you can, your budget's going to be roughly, they're saying low 600s. Again, I think you're going to be more around the 700 to $1.1 million, $1.2 million, depending on if you're on one of these cul-de-sac lots or not. Again, these lot premiums run between 40, 50, 60,000 up to $100,000, depending on the size of the lot. It's a cul-de-sac lot and how big it is. So again, I think you're more likely going to be in the 700-800 range in this neighborhood, and you could easily go up to 1.1, 1.2 million depending on the builder. So that's like your middle ground. So from one level of Seabrook Village up to the next, it would be Palm Crest. Now the third jump up would be the new community Coral Ridge at Seabrook. Now they've announced Coral Ridge at Seabrook will be starting pre-sales in January. To be honest with you, I've seen they're establishing the road system for it right now. So I don't know. They're going to start pre-sales. They don't have model homes. Haven't seen much of the road structures yet and everything. And then all these gray blocks here are future phase 2. So again, it looks like all the premium best lots are not even going to be released in January, just these colored ones. And the builders in there are David Weekley, ICI, Riverside, Toll Brothers. So that's quite a bunch of builders to choose from. They will be 2,600 square feet to 4,400 square feet. So there's going to be some big homes in here. Nocatee hasn't really had a lot of opportunity for people to buy larger lots like this, these larger lot sizes. I mean, we're talking 70 feet wide and 200 feet back, depending on the lot you're on. So this is a great opportunity to build that massive home in the 4,000 square foot range. That's why our resales have maintained such a high value, because there's just a high demand for larger square foot homes, and we don't have that many. And so this is going to be a great project. But realistically, if they're not even doing pre-sales till January and permitting takes 3 months, January, February, March, April, I mean, realistically, the house won't even start until May of the summertime. So I would give yourself that would be safe to say, give yourself a year and a half. And if you're looking for those premium lots, you won't know when they're going to release those until they've sold all these front lots first. Of course, they give you a little teaser here and at the front of the neighborhood and sell some really nice cul-de-sac lots. Well, actually, those two are models, but they're not even selling those. Sorry, those are models, just to entice you with what you can have. But again, they want to sell all these lots here in the beginning before they start selling premium lots. But they will tease you with a few here on the cul-de-sac at the beginning, and there'll be great pricing. And depending on demand, the pricing may go up. And eventually, you know, they'll get to these back lots in this second phase, which is, you know, the premium right there in the back. So, so Coral Ridge at Seabrook is, there's still a lot of questions about timelines. That infrastructure needs to be put in, the road systems, the transformers, the piping, the sewage and whatnot. And so I'm surprised they announced it for pre-sales in January. We'll see what happens. But again, these homes will go into the you know, the $1 million plus range easily all day long. So you're going to need to have a really healthy budget for these homes. I would say at least $1 million plus. And they'll get really high up there. I know they will. Because again, these premium bigger lots are in high demand. So one thing about Coral Ridge at Seabrook I will point out is there is going to be gated access. I don't know if it's going to be manned or not. They haven't really disclosed that, if it's just going to be gated with electronic entry clicker, or if it's going to be a man-gated like Coastal Oaks. Coastal Oaks is one of the other communities in here that's not a 55 and older community, and it has a manned gated entry. I don't think it's necessary in Nocatee, but you know, I've had a lot of people from the Northeast and different areas that are insisting or wanting to have some kind of gated entry. So I don't know if it's going to be manned or not, but it is gated. So that's one thing as well that kind of sets it apart. There's going to be 182 home sites in this community. So if you look at the whole Seabrook Collection, Seabrook Village, Palm Crest, which is 100 homes, Seabrook Village, which the first phase they're releasing is 327 homes, Coral Ridge at Seabrook is 182 homes. You're looking at 700 homes that are in the pipeline. And so that's a lot of housing. If you're looking for those larger lots and you don't want to wait for Coral Ridge at Seabrook, you can go to Palmetto Cove. And Palmetto Cove is another option that you can purchase right now. They are actually selling really quickly. Yeah, we may be in a downed economy or a buyer's market, but Palmetto Cove is a community by Dosty and Toll Brothers. I think there's only like 60 home sites maybe. And their homes range from 2,900 to 4,200 square foot range. They said starting in the 800s. Again, I doubt you'll be able to get in there for less than 900 to be realistic. Some of the lot premiums, especially on these cul-de-sac lots, again, are in the 100,000 plus range, but it's a very exclusive community. Larger lots. Let me bring this over here so you can see a little bit more. Here's the site map. And again, just Toll Brothers and Dosty. And I think Dosty Homes, which is a semi-custom builder, local builder here, from what I understand, they only have really 10 lots left. So not a ton of options left. And I know Toll Brothers has sold through a lot as well. But if you're looking for that really quaint, exclusive community, only, let's see how many homes here, 61 home sites. You can do the lake preserve views. You can do the preserve views. Again, this is going to be definitely up in the $1 million plus range once you pay your lot premium, which I said can be up to $100,000 plus. Your base of the model, whether it be Toll Brothers or Dosty. Again, you'll easily get in the $1 million plus range, but very small, quaint community. I would compare it to like an Anthem Ridge, which is also another Toll Brothers and an ICI community near Settlers Landing. But yeah, that's an option that you can actually buy right now. So if you're interested in those larger lots and you have the budget, go ahead and give me a call. The way you really want to set this up, especially for these higher end properties, is you want to First of all, have representation, someone that works on your behalf. It doesn't make a difference in the cost of the home. It's a marketing budget for the builders. And set up an appointment with the preferred rep. And again, as a real estate professional, we all have relationships with the reps with each builder. So you want to call your agent, discuss what your wants and needs are, find out what's available, which lots are available. Let your agent do all that busy groundwork, and then once you have everything served up to you, then you go in, set up an appointment with the builder, and really figure out the pricing as far as once you get into that those additional options with builder. So again, as far as builders go, there are a lot of differences between each builder. In Nocatee and in all these communities, you have a lot of builders to choose from, and it can be a little overwhelming. So you really have to figure out, what is really important to you. So for instance, I sold a home in Palm Crest at Seabrook, and the buyers were really interested in the fact that Providence Homes has 100% energy efficient homes, and they basically insulate their whole attic with a foam insulation, which really keeps your electric bills down. So that was really important to them. Again, another builder like ICI Homes, they really are well known for making changes to the design features of the home, which a lot of builders won't do those things, like add a wall or move a wall or whatnot. And so ICI is known for that, or their high ceilings. Again, Riverside Homes and Providence Homes are really well-known, respected local builders. So they have a lot to live up to, as opposed to a Toll Brothers or a David Weekley or an ICI who are national builders. So these smaller builders that have been around a long time, by the way, including Dosty, which is a semi-custom builder, they have a lot to live up to, and they want to make sure that you're pleased. They don't build as many homes as some of these larger national builders, and so I like Riverside Homes. I love their designs. If you haven't seen the Sebring or you haven't seen the Sawyer model, go check them out on my channel. I have walkthroughs of those models as well, and that will give you a really good idea of what the builders have to offer. I have some model walkthroughs of ICI, Providence Homes, the Ellaville model. So check out all these models. So again, you just want to figure out, all right, what's my price point? Is it going to be in the lower end? So I'm going to check out Seabrook Village. Is it going to be in the middle tier, kind of where Palm Crest is, 60-foot lots, starting in the 700 plus to $1 million? Or do I want to be in Coral Ridge at Seabrook and be in the $1 million plus range? What are my timelines? What lots are available? What's most important to me? And again, those are all the things that you should be discussing with your real estate professional representing you, someone who doesn't work for the builder and that has your best interest at heart and will guide you through this process. So that's an overview of the whole Seabrook collection here in Nocatee. Again, Palmetto Cove, you can purchase a home, you can purchase a pre-sale now with what's left, because I know they will go sooner than later. But the build times on those will be roughly 14, 16 months at least. So keep that in mind. And again, every community is different, every builder is different. I know in Palm Crest at Seabrook, for people that want to get in sooner than later, some of the builders are saying they'll have them in by next summer if you were to buy today. So don't wait. We're seeing a lot of demand. A lot of people are relocating for jobs specifically. Jacksonville is just such a fruitful, stable job market, and those are a lot of the calls I'm getting. And we're not just getting people from just the US now. Now we're starting to see people from Australia. I'm getting calls from England. I'm getting calls from Israel. I mean, I've never used WhatsApp as much as I am now, so check it out. So I really hope this helped you out. Of course, I would love to be your resource of choice. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we'll go ahead and check out the next video on Nocatee so that you can get a complete overview of the whole community. Don't forget to text, call me, or email me. My information will be in the description below, and then we can set up a call and meet at the Welcome Center, and I'll give you a quick tour of the community. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.